So let us start our another session on this antifungal agents. So till the time we have seen medicinal chemistry, several preservatives in the last one of the session. So today we are going to have another session on antifungal agents. So what are called these antifungal agents? What are their characteristics and what can be their structure, side effects, and where they can be used. So this generally we are going to learn in the concepts of antifungal agents. Okay, so why we require antifungal agents? Because there are so many kinds of the mycos. Or the mycos means nothing but they are the fungus, and in this fungus are basically can cause pathological disorders. So several types of the funguses are known, and that way they can cause several disorders. Maybe it is maybe a systematic, or it can be cutaneous, or it can be subcutaneous of fungus. So where they actually grow, whether they grow in the internal organ of the body or the superficial organs, or sometimes which may affect the skin or bone or subcutaneous tissue. Okay, the cutaneous mycosis or cutaneous fungus are basically can affect the epidermis or sometimes appendages such as hair and nail. Superficial mycosis basically they will affect only hair. So these are the several types of the fungus which generally affects the several depending upon where they actually grow. They are classified cutaneous, subcutaneous, or it may be systematic or superficial kind of mycosis. So four types of major funguses are there. And this fungus, basically, you might have also seen that if you have brought certain kinds of breads at your home for, and once they get expired, then they will develop some blackish part on the those breads, whether it is inside or outside. So that blackish part, which is made up of so many fine fibers, so that fibers are called as sometimes as fungus. Okay, so you have already visited several pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and these are the funguses. Mycobacteria also exist, where which are having characteristics between the mycos and between the bacteria. So, such as Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which possess both the features of funguses as well as of those of the bacteria. And they can cause several kinds of disorders such as tuberculosis. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is the disorder for it's a and causative organism is basically this um, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Okay, so coming to the again the fungus, that what are these really funguses and what can be their types. So majorly 3 to 4 types of the funguses are available, and they can cause several of the pathogenic diseases. So what are these diseases? So as you can see, some of the diagrams are available on your screen. So in here you can basically see that what they can really cause. So one of one is this oral candidiasis. So basically that is caused by candidida, this fungus, and you can see the tongue of the patient that becomes swollen, or it sometimes becomes you can see it is inflamed, having certain abrupt eruptions on the tongue of the skin. So that is basically going to affect the mucous membrane. Okay, so that is because of the Candida fungus, maybe Candida albicans. Then cutaneous mycosis. So cutaneous mycosis, they can cause superficially if certain kinds of fungus which will affect then the external part, which is basically skin. So it can cause eruption on the skin like this. Okay. Then subcutaneous mycosis. So this is basically a cause of infection due to subcutaneous mycosis, where external skin will develop. As the cutaneous is basically superficial, the subcutaneous means it is not just below the external layer, and in maybe there are certain other, just like as it is mentioned, subcutaneous, so which involves sometimes bone or skin as well. Okay? But subcutaneous tissue are also which are there, but once the fungus will penetrate the skin, it will localize the subcutaneous tissue. And some this can also it can cause toe nail fungal infection. Sometimes the nails of the person will become uh, some brownish in color, and also they will look like this. So that is also a type of subcutaneous mycosis or infection due to subcutaneous mycosis. And another type of this is this tinea vesicular infections, where sometimes we will develop the raddishness below the neck, or this kinds of skin which will become like this. Okay? So this is also a kind of fungal infection on the maybe some because of the fungus. Okay. Tinea capititis. So sometimes the scalp, where the skin below above the scalp will become sometimes like this. So this is that kind of infection. Ringworm. Okay, so this is also another fungal infection which will be due to these kinds of fungus, and it will cause the cutaneous infection like this. Okay, ringworm. So you might be aware about the ring guard, which is one of the product of popular product for which is used for the purpose of infections like ringworms, ring guard. So that is also another kind of ringworm is also another kind of infection. We will also visit the content, which is basically this azoles are present in ringworms. Okay, so these are all those kinds of infections which generally can cause fungal infections. Okay, so these fungal infections are basically maybe due to systematic or deep mycosis, or it may be due to this subcutaneous mycosis, cutaneous mycosis, and superficial mycosis. Okay, so what are the several types of this antifungal agents we are going to learn? So this is the classification is given, the classification of antifungal agents. Because in medicinal chemistry, generally we are going to learn the several types of classification of antifungal agents. So friends, this classification, with respect to the classification of these agents, they can be classified into either synthetic agents as well as antibiotics. So as the name suggests, synthetic agents, so synthetic agents are the one which we can synthesize into our body, and means they which we can synthesize in our labs, and they are mentioned over here: acid derivatives and acid and there are acid derivatives, phenolic compounds, halogen containing compounds and their derivatives such as thiocarbamate, pyrimidine kind of derivatives, that is basically acridine, and azole derivatives, in which is especially imidazole and triazole are some of the agents which we can use. We can also use these antibiotics. So basically, two types of antibiotics are there, which may be polyene antibiotic and non-polyene antibiotic. Poly means more than one, and in means double bond. So in these antibiotics, if there remains there are the presence of more than one double bonds, so they are termed as polyenes antibiotics. Okay, so these are the major classification of antifungal agents. Let us go into the depth of each and every of this class so that we people can uh, discuss further on this. So acids and acid derivatives, especially fatty acids. Fatty acid basically here they are that more than two carboxylic, more than two carbon containing acids are termed as fatty acids. Acetic acid is not considered as a fatty acid. Formic acid is also not considered as a fatty acid. To become the fatty acid, at least the compound should have two carbons, more than two carbons. So more than two carbons means generally propionic acid is a kind of fatty acid. So that is also possessing the antifungal. Then butanoic acid is also a kind of fatty acid, but which are the agents which are widely used as antifungal agents? So caprylic acid, which is found in this coconut and palm oil, so that is also made up of these kinds of fatty acid derivatives. Then it comes to the benzoic acid. Benzene and C double O, the simplest structure, which is benzoic acid. Just like if you remove this OH from the structure of salicylic acid, that acid will be your the salicylic acid. Okay, so benzoic acid, and benzoic acid पे आप ortho position पे hydroxy group लगा दो, so that hydroxy group will make the molecule as salicylic acid, and we can use this salicylic acid as again antifungal. Salicylic acid has been also previously used as NSAIDs. As you people know that NSAIDs are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So NSAIDs are generally also used for this purpose, and they are having this type of antifungal activity. Then undecylenic acid, so basically it is obtained by destructive distillation of castor oil. Castor oil ને જેને આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં કહીએ તો એરંડિયાનું તેલ. Okay, so that castor oil that is also used for the purpose of antifungal. So these are the acids such as propionic acid, caprylic acid, anacrylic acid, benzoic acid, and salicylic acids. All these are the acids and their derivatives. So derivatives की बात करें so we have this substance what is called triacetine. Triacetine. So triacetine is another substance which is having this kind of antifungal activity. Means they are used for the purpose of this acids and their derivatives. Now, if it is really say some systematic infection, then basically they are given either through in the form of injection or they are given sometimes through this tablets. Okay, but if there is cutaneous infection, means which has affected the skin, then the formulations are given for the purpose to cover the infection. Okay, so they are applied generally externally. You have already you might use what is this each guard, ring guard. So they are also kind of antifungal agents. Fine. So fatty acids are also one of the components which can be used for the purpose of antifungal. Then another kind of substance that is pyrimidine derivative, which is drug, which is also used for the cancer. It's 5-fluorocytosine, or it is 5-FC. So this 5-FC is also used for the purpose of, I mean to say, antifungal. Okay, so this is a substance which is its IUPAC name is already given, that is 2,4-amino 5-fluoro 2H pyrimidine. So this is basically pyrimidine structure. At second position there is a presence of ketone group. At fourth position there is a presence of NH2, and at fifth position there is a presence of fluorofunctional group. So this 5-fluoro-4-amino cytosine, or we can also call it as a 5-fluorocytosine, that is a substance having antifungal. So friends, this is pyrimidine derivatives also used as anti-cancer activity. Now how? Because 5-fluorocytosine that by metabolism that get converted into 5-hydroxy this substance. Okay, so basically it is a kind of reductive cleavage which will convert this into pyrimidine hydroxypyrimidine derivative from pyrimidine norm. 5-fluorocytosine, basically that is selective deamination, which undergoes selective deamination in the fungal cell. to convert into 5-fluorouracil. So only the difference between 5-fluorocytosine and 5-fluorouracil is if we remove this NH2 group from its structure, then this 5-fluorocytosine will become 5-fluorouracil. Okay, so uracil is this substance and that will undergo toxicity formation. I mean to say it will form some toxic metabolite and which is incorporated into the structure of RNA. So RNA of basically fungus cells, and thus this enzyme is which required for deaminase enzyme, which is responsible for conversion of 5-fluorocytosine into 5-fluorouracil. So this enzyme is absent in the human cells. That's why they will be, if they are absent in human cells as well as resistant fungal cells, then they can cause no any kind of toxicity into our body. Okay, so this way 5-fluorocytosine is showing that the inhibitory activity against nucleic acid synthesis. And nucleic acid, whether we say DNA or RNA, they are the one of the key component for the survival of mycosis, for the survival of the fungus, and thus they are going to inhibit the survival of fungus, and so they may exist either fungicidal action or fungistatic action. You know the difference between these two terms, what is called fungicidal and what is called fungistatic. Fungicidal means to kill the fungus. Cidal, C-I-D-A-L. Fungicidal is the word that means to kill the fungus. And fungistatic, so that we can call them, these are the agents which are going to inhibit the growth of the fungus. मतलब उसका जो फंगल इन्फेक्शन हुआ है उससे आगे और कोई इन्फेक्शन ज्यादा बढ़ नहीं सकता है, but it will be controlled or it will be limited. If you want to completely want to eradicate the fungal infection, then in that circumstances fungicidal action is required. So that can show the inhibitory activity against the fungus. So this 5-fluorocytosine has narrow spectrum and it is only used in treatment of systematic infections and which has caused by this Candida albicans. So as मैंने जैसे वो image आपको दिखाया था ना Candida infections. So this against the pathogenic yeast, this Candida albicans can be against this Candida albicans 5-fluorocytosine is generally utilized. So sometimes this 5-fluorocytosine is also given in combination with amphotericin B. So why? Because amphotericin B and is a drug which will cause the perforations. Amphotericin B is also antifungal drug, polyene antibiotic, which you are going to visit very soon in some of the coming lectures. So in combination with amphotericin B, 5-fluorocytosine is given. So amphotericin B will do the perforations in the fungal cell wall. And once the perforation means certain kinds of holes. So once the holes are done, then 5-fluorocytosine will enter into the cells, will get converted into this 5-fluorouracil, and then 5-fluorouracil will get converted into monophosphate into biphosphate into triphosphate, and then that triphosphate will inhibit the enzyme called thymidylate synthetase. So that thymidylate synthetase, which once it will show inhibitory activity. So this way, basically this is called false type of metabolism. Although that metabolism may not be there on the slide, but believe me, 5-fluorocyte and ultimately it inhibits the nucleic acid synthesis, whether it is RNA or DNA. Because what are these RNA and DNA? RNA and DNA, they are nucleic acids having nucleotides, which are made up of cytosine or thymidine or uracil, or they may be any other kinds of the nitrogenous bases. Thus, these nitrogenous species, if they are absent, if their synthesis is inhibited, then fungus cell will not be able to survive. So if they cannot survive, then we this is the way that we can go ahead for the purpose of our antifungal activity. Then this is another substance which is phenolic derivative. So that the name of the substance is 4-chloro-3,5-trimethyl diphenol. So this is a substance having a phenolic structure in its active phenolic structure, and that is having 3,4-dimethyl as well as 4-chloro. So basically, this is a substance which will undergo denaturation of the protein and the acidic group with the basic centers in the protein molecule, which is located on the cell wall of fungus cells. So it will generally do the denaturation of the protein for the reaction with this acidic phenolic group. Okay, and that is used in a kind of treatment of tinea infection, which is called as athlete's foot. So this is a इन्फेक्शन उसमें जो पाँव जो एथलेट्स फुट इसलिए बोला जाता है क्योंकि वो पाँव जो है उतना सूज गया होता है इसलिए उसको एथलेट्स फुट नाम दिया गया है and that infection is due to this tinea. So we have seen the tinea infection previously on our slide. Likewise, this is tinea capitis, which has affected the scalp. But there may be tinea other. This is vesicular infection, where it has affected the. I mean to say external skin. But if it is affecting the foot, then it is called as tinea infection. Athletes or simply the best ideal is if you search on Google what is called athlete's foot, then you will be able to see the images of these all fungal infections. Another substance after that, that is halogens and halogenophores. Why they are called as halogenophore? Cloquinol is one of the drug, I mean to say quinoline class of a drug which possess anti-TB activity. Quinoline is nothing but you can call this substances as 1-aza-benzene, or sorry, 1-aza-naphthalene. So that is basically quinoline and cloquinol that is having antifungal activity, and here this is 5-chloro-8-hydroxy. This is a 5-chloro numbering shall be start from this nitrogen number 1, then this carbon adjacent to this CH carbon number 2, 3, and this is number 4. Here this will be number 5, this will be number 6 and 7, that is iodine substituted, and 8 is a hydrox. Cloquinol, that is this halogenophores, and that is having this structure. And the IUPAC name is there 5-chloro-8-hydroxy 7-iodoquinoline. Okay, so quinoline is a nucleus which is present in cloquinol, because you can also refer here cloquinol may already quinol substance group is there. All is also there in the name of quinol. So all is that is indication of hydroxy group, and clo is also there. So basically that is indication of this chloro. Okay, so this way by the name of cloquinol we can identify that this is a antifungal drug having quinoline, having chloro and hydroxy substituent in this in its structure. The mode of the action of drug, basically it will compete, it will with coenzymes for metal binding sites on the enzymes. Okay, so this is a kind of assay that oxygen flask Walhart's method is basically used in pharmacopoeia for estimation of this drug. So this is fourth class of drug, halogens or halogenophores, which inhibit the coenzymes required for the at the metal binding site of particular this substances. So this is a chemistry-based classification. This is not biological activity-based or mode of action-based classification of antifungal agents. But friends, this classification is totally based on their, I mean to say, structural framework. That what is the structural framework of these agents, and this classification is given. The next class of the substance is called thiocarbamate. So thiocarbamate is this substance which is tall naphthalate. So basically that is uh, O2-naphthyl and methyl metatolyl thiocarbamate. So this is a substance which is also having antifungal activity. Okay, so basically it is beta naphthol derivative because alpha naphthol is having hydroxy group at this position, what is called number one, and beta tall naphthalate is having hydroxy group at this position. So this is basically 2 naphthol, or you can call it as beta naphthol derivative. So this will undergo thiocarbamate इसलिए बोला गया है because of this C double bond, and S is there and Me is also there, and which is having this toluene substitute, and we toluene basically uh, aniline is functional group in present in this structure, N-methyl and aniline, but at ortho position and at meta position. So at meta position there is the presence of methyl group, or phenyl को methyl पे toluene भी बोलते हैं if it is having this kind of structure. इसलिए this is a metatolide, and metatolide is a functional group which is present over here, that is having N-methyl. So N-methyl is present over here, and O2-methyl. O means which is connected with oxygen. IUPAC name. Generally ये italics भी होता है, but on the slide it is not mentioned as italics. So sometimes this substituent is also having italics character. मतलब वो जो ऑक्सीजन लेयर लिखते हैं ना उसको इटैलिक्स इसलिए लिखते हैं कि it is indication of a particular kind of element, such as sometimes nitrogen, sometimes oxygen, or sometimes as a sulfur. Right, so this is O2-naphthyl and methyl metatolyl carbamate, उसका नाम बोला है tall naphthalate. So tall naphthalate नाम है, so here tall basically indicates this toluene, and then there is another this NF. So NF is basically naphthyl, and at, so at का मतलब जहाँ पर भी होता है we know it is always a kind of ester. जैसे एस्टर के IUPAC नेम में मिथेनोएट, इथेनोएट, प्रोपियोनेट. So ATE is the suffix which is used in IUPAC names of all these carbamates. I mean, in our case, it is thiocarbamate derivatives. So this thiocarbamate, tall naphthalate, is used in some of the infections of this superficial infections of the skin, which is used in the form of either cream, powder, aerosols, gel, or sometimes the solution as well. Okay, so tall naphthalate is this drug, and basically these are the unka mode of action is not mentioned on the slide, but all of these drugs are allyl amine, जिसको बोलते हैं scalene epoxidase inhibitors, which is generally the classification mechanism of action of this drug. Now, what is called scalene epoxidase? This enzyme, I have not, although I'm not sure whether there is, no, it is not there on the next slide as well. But scalene epoxidase is a, if you refer to this organic chemistry by Wilson and Giswold, which you will find, scalene epoxidase is an enzyme which is responsible for conversion of scalene to scalene epoxide. उसी में मतलब scalene is a cyclic compound having many double bonds in its structure, and in the presence of this epoxidase enzyme there will be insertion of oxygen at one of the double bond, and it will be converted, this scalene will be oxidized to scalene epoxidase or scalene epoxide. Enzyme to required for this is basically scalene epoxidase, and which this scalene and scalene epoxidase, these are crucial steps in synthesis of ergosterol. So ergosterol, so if we refer what is ergosterol, so whenever we have certain terms, sterol, so sterol का meaning यही होता है, basically they are solid alcohols. So sterol means solid alcohol. All is always stands for hydroxy group, and ster means solid. So any solid alcohol is called as sterol. You are aware about this cholesterol. So cholesterol is basically a solid alcohol which is present in bile juice. Chole means bile. or in the bile juice, જેને ગુજરાતીમાં કહીએ તો pitrus, which is created with the help of this pittaशय, means bile glands, which creates the bile juice as well as bile pigments. Okay, so cholesterol is a solid alcohol and that is necessary in our body for the synthesis of cell wall or some other steroids के synthesis में cholesterol is a key requirement. 27 carbon containing solid alcohol. Fine, then, but in our body, we people are dependent upon cholesterol, but some humans, non-human cells are dependent upon ergosterol. So ergosterol is basically an enzyme. So that is a one of the yes. So scalene epoxidase is basically this kind of a predominant case for the purpose of uh, I mean to say uh, epoxidation. Scalene epoxidase, which will convert into scalene epoxide, and scalene epoxide is a key material for the synthesis of this ergosterol. And ergosterol is the key component. जैसे हमारे में कोलेस्ट्रॉल होता है, ऐसे ही फंगस में ergosterol होता है, and ergosterol will be modified further into some other required biometabolites or metabolic compounds. Okay. So here, this tolnaftate, which is there in your screen, that is going to inhibit the enzyme scalene epoxide. Although I could not demonstrate use the several structures of other scalene epoxidase inhibitors such as terbinafine, marolfine, or nalfine, naltifine. Okay, so all this neftifine, basically this amarolfine, terbinafine, naftifine, they are also inhibiting this enzyme in conjunction with this, along with this naftate. So सबका mechanism एक ही है. Whether amarolfine, this is a drug which is having, I could not show the structure of the drug, but this is a drug which is having morpholine ring in its structure. Another drug is terbinafine. So terbinafine is having tertiary ring in its structure and aminic character. इसीलिए naphthalene ring भी present है in terbinafine. Okay, so that is the another drug. Then one more drug, that is naftifine. So naftifine is also a naphthalene ring as well as aminic character. A kind of ammonium salt is also there, N-methyl ammonium salt. So that is also having this antifungal activity. Okay. Then all they are thiocarbamate derivatives because they are having the carbon which is doubly bonded with sulfur, and this sulfur is bonded with on the two ends, oxygen as well as nitrogen, right? So this is used in somehow tinea infection caused by tinea fungus. Then another class of the drug, what is called azoles. So azoles are basically azole means what? So as basically stands for aza. Aza means nitrogen, and OLE is basically a suffix which is given for in the nomenclature of five-membered ring, whether it is azole, imidazole, benzoxazole, benzthiazole, or triazole, tetrazole. और सभी के नाम में जो लास्ट में OLE आता है, so that OLE is the indication of five-membered ring. जैसे आप बेंजीन की बात करो, so suffix in the name of benzene is ene. Naphthalene, okay, so that is also having a suffix is ene. So because it is six-membered ring, although it is bicyclic. Maybe phenanthrene, anthracene, etc. तो सभी में suffix is basically ene. But azole, imidazole, triazole, tetrazole, indole. So all these rings where suffix is OLE. So OLE को लिखने के लिए basically they are OLE में जो होता है that is generally 5-membered ring. Fine. So here in our case, this azole, so AZA stands for oxygen and OLE stands for 5-membered ring. जैसा देखो तो this clotrimazole it is having OLE, so that it contains one 5-membered ring, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5-membered ring is present, but the name of this ring is having 2 nitrogens in its structure, so it is called as 1,3 imidazole. Simply we can call it as imidazole. Okay, basically you can call as 1,3 di as a 2,3 cyclopentadiene. 3 नहीं बोलते but 2,4 होगा, 2,4 cyclopentadiene character. Okay, this is IUPAC name of imidazole ring, but we can also call imidazole it as itself as IUPAC name, and whereas at the first position 1H is indicates the presence of hydrogen, but this hydrogen is substituted with this functional group called which is having benzyl, and benzyl का जो CH2 है that is having chlorine alpha chloro orthochloro alpha alpha diphenyl. Okay, so all this is the name of this function. Fine. So this clotrimazole is basically highly used in mucocutaneous candidiasis, then infections due to tinea and vaginal candidiasis. Okay, and it is also used for sometimes systematic inflammation and systematic infections also, but here it causes severe gastrointestinal disturbance. It means nausea, vomiting, or sometimes abdominal pain, which is caused by clotrimazole. तो ये आप जो मेडिकल स्टोर पे जाते हो और ईच गार्ड खरीदते हो, ईच गार्ड इज द ट्रेडमार्क फॉर जो भी infections आपको, if you are wearing trousers or tight trousers, jeans or whatsoever, so you will have the sometimes itching in the part below the body, in the lower limbs near the joints. So that way, and to prevent those itching, sometimes it causes redness, and so to prevent that kind of itching, each guard is used. So what is that each guard? वो जो each guard का जो API है ना, that is no more than this, uh, not other than clotrimazole. So each guard contains clotrimazole, and each guard is manufactured by Paras Pharmaceuticals. So Paras Pharmaceuticals का ये product है, and that is a Gujarat-based Paras Pharmaceutical is a Gujarat-based in industry or pharma organizations. It was started by one of the LMCP alumni, and उसी का ही एक भतीजा था जिसने बाद में अपनी कॉलेज से ही B.Pharm किया, and he pursued them farm in pharma chemistry. So that उनके ही ग्रुप से this drug is there, और भी बहुत सारे achievements है Paras Pharmaceuticals के. So this each guard contains clotrimazole, और clotrimazole का जो structure है that is there on your skin. Okay. Miconazole. Miconazole is a substance that is having again miconazole, मतलब myco नाम इसलिए दिया गया है because it is effective against the mycos, और mycos नहीं मतलब our fungus, and azole. So azoles are because is imidazole containing substance. We can call it as imidazole derivative. The IUPAC name is there. Let us understand the IUPAC name, because although it is practically difficult to teach you to convert the IUPAC name into the structure through these online sessions, but yes, when we last year, since we used to teach this class on offline mode, so first I used to draw the IUPAC name on the board and used to ask the students to convert the IUPAC name from a name to the structure. Okay, so that is also requires the knowledge of all the kinds of the fragments to make the structure of a drug. तो इसीलिए आपका जो organic chemistry का knowledge है, that should be strong when you are converting a name to the structure, or vice versa, structure to the name, right? So 1H imidazole, so this is a imidazole which is present over here, and that is first connected with ethyl. So here it is having ethyl. Ethyl is connected with oxy group. Oxygen is here, and oxygen is further connected with the methyl. So that methyl group is there. But that methyl group is further connected with the phenyl, and phenyl is having the substitutions at 2,4 positions. Then this second position of ethyl means we can call it as here, that is connected with phenyl first, and phenyl is having attachments at the second position, and at the fourth position that two chloro substituents. Okay, and both these brackets, this bracket number 1 as well as this bracket number 2, they are present on second position of this ethyl. Okay, fine. So that is the major one of the thing which I wish to discuss with you people, the conversion of IUPAC name into the structure. So let me repeat one more time. First of all, we are having imidazole. Yes, imidazole is there. Then this imidazole at the first position, there is a presence of, means imidazole का जो ये nitrogen है, that is having first position and it is attached with ethyl. So this is number 1 and this is number 2. बट इथाइल में भी दो ब्रैकेट बोला है, तो दो ब्रैकेट में जो ये सेकंड नंबर का जो कार्बन है दैट इज कनेक्टेड विद दिस फंक्ड ब्रैकेट एज वेल एज दिस ब्रैकेट. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल रिजॉल्व दिस ब्रैकेट ओवर हियर which is connected with the oxygen. So हाँ ये oxygen इधर, and then it is with methyl, methylene functional group. So methoxy बोला है, so CH2 is here. But this CH2 is further connected with phenyl. So phenyl तो ये रहा, और उसके उसी phenyl के दूसरे और चौथे नंबर की पोजीशन पे there is a presence of two chloro separate substituents. So this is chloro and this is also chloro. Then dichlorophenyl भी बोला है, but it is present at a second position of this ethyl. Okay, and yeah, it is there at phenyl is also there, but it is in 2,4 dichlorophenyl. Okay, तो आपने एक ऑब्जर्वेशन किया होगा, whatever the azoles we are learning, so basically these azoles are having chlorine. Clotrimazole, that is having chlorine, and miconazole, that is having chlorine. और भी एक तो खास चीज है कि these substitutions are always present at either ortho positions or they are present at the para position. So these halogens, if they are present at either ortho positions or at the para positions, they are having tremendous antifungal activity. So this you can call when you will be learning the structure activity relationship of all of these azoles. Okay, so what is the mode of action of all of these azoles? If you refer this book name as Wilson and Giswold, so you will find that scalene is a acyclic compound which is having more than one double bond. In the presence of scalene epoxidase, it is converted into scalene epoxide, and scalene epoxide with the help of 14D alpha lanosterol methylase, that is converted later on to ergosterol. तो ये जो लेनोस्टेरॉल 14 अल्फा डी मिथाइलेज, जो 14 अल्फा नंबर पोजीशन पे जो मिथाइल होता है उसको रिमूव करने में ये यूज होता है. सो दैट इज जनरली inhibiting this. All the azoles are inhibiting the enzyme what is called 14 I mean to say 14 D alpha alpha 14 alpha lanosterol 14D alpha D methyl 14 alpha D तो नहीं होगा 14 alpha D methylase. Okay, so D methylase is the name of the enzyme and which is inhibited by all of these azoles, and they are showing their mode of action. Okay, and basically this lanosterol synthesis and ergosterol synthesis, they are essential for the purpose of showing the anti-TB, antifungal activity. Another drug, ketoconazole. The huge structure of this drug is there, but that is also having this imidazole ring in its structure, and it is also having 2,4 dichloro substitutions. Okay, and that is having piprazinone ring. This is methyl ketone, but it is having piperazine ring. 1,4 diazacyclohexane is your piperazine. साइक्लोहेक्सेन का स्ट्रक्चर ड्रॉ करो, फर्स्ट पोजीशन और फोर्थ पोजीशन पे दोनों जगह पे नाइट्रोजन दिखाओ, सो दैट विल बी योर दिस कीटोकोनाजोल. Okay, and ketoconazole is also used in many of fungal infection, whether it is mucocutaneous or systematic or some other infections. So for this basically drug, ketoconazole is used. Okay, but this is imidazole class of a drug where a five-membered ring is having two nitrogens in its structure. So triazole derivatives, the another kinds of this derivative triazole we have, and fluconazole is a drug. Okay, now this is IUPAC name of this drug, propan 2-ol at second position of this propan 3-carbon chain. There is a presence of hydroxy group, and 1,3 position are having this 1,2,4 triazole at second position. There is a presence of 2,4 difluorophenyl. Okay, and mode of action is already mentioned over here. जो हमने अभी discuss किया, all the azoles and triazoles. Tria means three, and azole means five-membered ring. We're having three nitrogens. Okay, so 1,2,4 triazole means at first position, at second position, at the fourth position, there will be presence of this three nitrogens. Okay, so they are going to inhibit this enzyme, what is called lanosterol 14 alpha demethylase, and they are can cause fungal cytoplasmic inhibit this enzyme, cytochrome P450 in ergosterol biosynthesis. So आपको now on your slide I am showing the structure of cholesterol, which is a solid which is necessary for synthesis of steroids in human beings, and ergosterol तो ज़्यादा difference है नहीं, but also the difference is maybe stereochemically the hydrogen over here, because our cholesterol में तो this is saturated, here it is unsaturated, and here there is unsaturation, but here there is a completely already, or there is one methyl group in ergosterol, but that is not there in cholesterol. So there is a small difference, although maybe if I zoom the things, then it will be visible to you. Okay, so baki sari cheezein hain these people have discussed. Allylamine derivative I discussed with you, terbinafine. So basically, जो मैंने अभी आपको पहले नाम बोले थे. So terbinafine having this tertiary group and naphthalate. This is the IUPAC name of that drug, which is also showing some. Okay, so let us stop up to this, and from terbinafine onwards, we shall be covering in the next session for this antifungal agent. So let us stop up to this, and coming session we shall start from here onwards. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you so much.